guys from? Tell me what time it is, which part of the earth are you from? That would be all kind of like cool to find out. New York. How is it in New York? A friend of mine is in New York at this time. She's like actually really amazed with how well put the city is. Miami. Actually, we have summer. Hi, Stony. We have summer in Toronto as well. Believe it or not, I went from 2 weeks ago snowstorm to basically having an air conditioning. New Jersey. So there you go. Hi, Dean. So getting closer to us. Where is this? Oh, that's in New York, Matisse. Hi. Oh my gosh, we have some new crowd here. I'm so excited. Hi, Barbie. Didn't see you in a while. There is another Aquarius from Mississippi. Awesome. So, guys, the weather has been weird in New York. Wow, we had really weird storm yesterday. I was supposed to do my shopping and the winds were so high that I figured I better don't go. Actually, even somebody died because the tree fell on them. It's kind of like a really weird way to go, right? So we can't here, we don't have spring, so it just goes like this. You go from the heating season to air conditioning season. Faroe Island, look at that, 4 p.m. Hi, Lars. Oh my gosh, I'm so envious. Hi, Cat Lady, sweetie. Oh my gosh, Cat Lady is helping me so much. Please give her all kind of like thumbs up because she's staying up to 4 o'clock to help. She's so awesome. So, hi, my turquoise. It's afternoon for you, Portugal. Oh my gosh. Dean, you were there first. So I tried something else to announce this so you guys can prepare yourself and just see from there. And by the way, the kitty cat that is a thumbnail today is Cat Lady's little furbot. What is his name, Cat Lady? Mr. Flufferbutt? Something like that, I think, right? So, guys, if you have cute kitties and if you want them to be on the cover of a thumbnail, just send them. Sir won't the Flufferbutt, I know. If you want them to be on the cover, just send them to me or to Cat Lady. Black cat, yes, I love black cats. I like everything. So to everybody who is celebrating Cinco de Mayo or Cinco de Meow, as you can see it, I wish you guys having a great time. Falling on Saturday, I guess, is going to be lots of drinking. So let me see. I think we are getting some general messages. Queen of Wands and Knight of Cups. That sounds really good to me. Passion and romance together. How can we go really wrong on this one? Now let me move this here. So there we go. So you can see what I'm doing. Hi, Sally. Good morning, Michigan. See, I actually know a few of you over there. And this deck also was affected with Safi. By the way, I did get a new deck for my pig and cats because the last time that I did it, I think for full moon, it was just evident that it has to retire. So I think we have enough people here to start. I like the queen. She tends to have her kitten with her. Yeah, in the other decks she does have this like black kitty. That black kitty represents that she knows more than she wants to let out, kind of a thing. A raven hit me when its wings last week, still wondering what it means. A raven is like one of the, and the crows, they're the smartest birds, I think. Maybe he was chasing something away around you. Like, I mean, we all have these energies and something was probably attracting over there. Hi, Sabrina. Yes, my turquoise, we need more likes as well. So, guys, let me start. So, Taurus, it's coming to me, Earth. Let's start with Earth. Let's start with Earth today. So, Earth, from Cinco de Mayo to the May 11th. So from May 5th to May 11th. Oh, by the way, guys, it is just 10 more days until the school. We have the 5 of Wands reversed. So if you want to join the school, please do so. It is sort of like that I want smaller groups. The first group is getting through. At this stage, it's clear it's going to be 12 lessons. I am kind of like adding it slowly because I added a numerology class. So because you will be using numbers in school. So that's what I'm doing. So that, and if you want a reading with me, just check any of the specials. So we have 5 of Wands here for Earth. 5 of Wands is kind of like interesting card because in the general deck, we would see 5 people kind of like competing and maybe playing a game of push and pull, which usually we in life have sort of like something like this, right? So 5 of Wands reversed. It's talking about when somehow you're not getting somewhere where you want to go, almost like it's frustration. When we get frustrated with life, right, you kind of like want to get up and you want to get something quickly, or maybe get out of the door to get to work, and then one thing after another, you rip your stockings, or you know, you find that you have a spot on your dress just like when you're ready to leave. It's kind of like stuff gets in a way with this card. So let's see what else. And then you have King of Swords, and there we have a falcon here, I believe. I love King of Swords. King of Swords talks about fairness, and it's not necessarily the fairness on a kind of, hey, have a drink, let's kind of like smooth things out. This is more talking about fairness, and let me try to zoom it in so you can kind of like see it closer. Oh, look at that, this started to work. Amazing. I am having computer issues, guys. Again, I think my new laptop, which is like what, 10 days old or something, will have to, oh, look at this. They kind of fixed this and now it's too much. And my new laptop will probably have to go and see a doctor today. Oh, it used to have the 2 spots and now it has like 10, and it's still too much. Is it? This is not helping at all. Okay, maybe this way. All right. So King of Swords is going to be a person who's going to try to find order in life, who is going to try to figure out what kind of needs to go, what doesn't. He's very smart, or she's very smart. This is like when we are using our resources. I didn't actually have a Windows 10 update. I think everything is freezing on my laptop. My Chrome is freezing, and my favorite channel or website, do you know, this is kind of YouTube, is it's just like not working. So I'm really frustrated, and that's why I'm thinking, is this like me? Am I kind of like giving my energy in it? Because King of Swords is saying, okay, deal with this, think through what needs to be done, kind of like a thing. But like, this is Earth. Okay, Earth. Oh my gosh. Then you have like 2 of Swords. So looks like to me Earth, look at this, you have a fire and you have air. So Earth, you're like really going up in kind of like your energy, like, which I think you're going through Taurus transition. So whether you're Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you feel on the go and you're thinking through certain things, but I guess you're still not able, because it's kind of interesting about these 2 cards, that both of these cards are talking about making a decision. He is making a fair decision, and I'm trying to raise this card, and she's blindfolded and trying to make a decision, which kind of seems to be really difficult, because you know, there are like 2 things that you kind of like don't want to do it, so you're kind of like waiting for somebody else to kind of like make the decision for you. But I think it's going to kind of like work out okay. We have Ace of Wands. Whenever I see this Ace of Wands, it's telling me like a bit something is charging, something is restarting. There is like a fresh go. If some of you are waiting for somebody, or you want to hook up with somebody, or there is the lingering thing, this kind of like is a usually green light. Things will happen. This talks about second chances. It talks about reunion and kind of like things generally really working out. Your energy has been coming in your readings. That's what I meant in my comment. Okay, thank you, Dean. So let's go sign by sign. Sign by sign. Sign by sign. So let's go with Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus. Happy birthday. Any Taurus on board here? Hi, Taurus, for the 5th. This one wants to come out. And you have the Chariot. Chariot reversed. Chariot reversed is be very careful with driving. You see, like I usually get this card a lot during the Mercury retrograde. Hi, CV Hill. Now, this is really talking about moving forward, but like this one is talking about maybe getting a little stuck, not knowing where to go and how to go about this. So let me clarify this. There we go. Taurus moon. Yes, it is Taurus sun sign, ascendant Taurus, Taurus moon, that kind of like really would be the most affected with the general reading. So let me clarify this Chariot. And I'm getting like, look at this, 5 decks merging together. So let me see these cards that they wanted to jump from a different deck. We have Justice, Karma card. Then we have 10 of Cups reversed, and we have the Death reversed. So this is kind of interesting because this is like Taurus, Scorpio axis over here. And look at this, like 3 majors. Taurus, you are putting up a really kind of brave face. I feel that some of Tauruses over here are very, let's say, unhappy. They're really suffering. They really feel, you know, there's like still something from the past lingering, and they kind of like maybe even don't want to admit to themselves. But like when the Justice shows up, it's telling me that things will get balanced out. Things will get like certain things almost like went to the ditch for Taurus, and that kind of like sucks if this is happening around your birthday. So looking back to this kind of like general messages that I have here, it's telling me, see, that indecision is going to turn into decision for you. So sometimes when things don't work out, is basically a decision in itself. It's kind of, you guys are very pragmatic, the earth signs, right? And you're kind of like trying to figure out what can work out. Hi, Lati. So Taurus, in the end, things will work out. You kind of are going to arrive to a decision, what has to be done and why it has to be done. And it's kind of like emotional decisions. Kind of weird because almost like sounds to me that you're running away from your emotions, because look at it, this is water, this is water, this is water. And in this particular situation, Taurus, you are able to process your emotions through your thoughts. You are able to rationalize for yourself to how you should continue, and that's kind of like a good thing. So let me just clarify. I just want to see, and again, I am moved on the side. Have to position my camera better. There we go, it's better. So let me see. Taurus. Taurus, give me some clarification for Taurus and what's going on here. Did I hear this noise? Sorry about it, guys. Probably feel horrible. And am I having this reversed? Yes, I am. So we have cheerfulness, conversation, and service all being reversed. So something is not going, you're going to start coming to realization. You see, this is also the card that talks about lots of talk. You're not coming to any conclusion. It's like, you know, you're trying to resolve the problem. You're trying to resolve the problem. You're talking, you're talking, you're talking. At some point, you're either reaching status quo. You know, like when we argue with people, the first 5 minutes is an argument. Everything else is bringing things from the past and pointing fingers. And it looks like you are caught in a situation that seems to be spinning in circles. And hence, I guess, you don't want to call it quits yourselves. And hence, you're waiting for somebody else. But either it's going to be a new start after something derailing all the time, or a complete realization that you need a new start, independent on all of these things, because certain things are just not working for you. So who is next? Virgo. 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 Oh, we have the Tower. Look at this. These are kind of like similar emanations. The Tower is a 7, 16, 1 and 6, 7. And the Chariot is 7. So the Tower, it's talking about that Virgo is not willing to either, Virgo is going to have a shakedown. Like it's going to be for you guys that decision that you need to reach out is not reached out, and it's going to be, okay, this is what's going to happen. Sort of like, this is one of those destiny cards, not karma cards, destiny cards, which steps in and, hey, you know what? You were not paying attention, and this is what's going to happen. So, for example, you know, I'm getting this sign in a car, check your tire pressure, and I'm doing this for a while and checking this tire pressure, and nothing seems to be wrong. So now I'm ignoring this sign. So ignoring is then maybe Tower is going to show up. I'm going to have a flat tire, and it's going to be really interesting after that. So let me just see clarification over here. Does Virgin count? Of course. Yes, look at this. It could be some cheating or some kind of betrayal. I absolutely don't like this thief card, right? And especially here, it looks like it is some kind of man or a partner that kind of like has, I guess, their fingers in the situation, right? Oh my gosh, sorry. I mean, my windows are opening even on this computer. So let's talk about this thief card, right? Showing a man that is like sneaking out, right, from a house through basically an open window. And also like there is a shadow, like there is like the shadow self, right? So this is like somebody who's definitely invading us, and it is talking about sudden and unexpected loss. And also could be Virgo, that's you're going to have some issues with a relationship, and the relationship is not working. Maybe one partner is living, I don't know, a parallel life, or taking advantage, or betraying your trust, something like that, right? Be very, very careful about that, especially around the 15th of this month, I would say. You know, do not let your guard down, or you could lose something that is actually very important to you. And also be very careful that you might actually be accused of that yourself, that you are the one who is betraying some principles that have been, you know, agreed upon. And so this is something to watch for, but something will happen suddenly for you guys. And trust me, even though I'm telling you, you're still not going to be prepared for that. It's just like when it happens, it will be good to land on your feet, kind of like be kind of cautious with how you're approaching the situation. Brooklyn, good thing I'm single. That's what I'm saying. It's just like kind of like less headaches, I think. Way less headaches. And let's check Capricorn. Capricorn. And Capricorn. And Capricorn, you're getting your card, the Queen of Pentacles, but you're also getting Eight of Swords and Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, Eight of Swords is a good card when it reverses. It's kind of like getting unstuck. And here I'm seeing that stuck energy. You kind of like, you Capricorn, you already clearly know where to go. You're absolutely clear, but like indecisive how to go about it. You kind of like, this is you coming out, and there is like this some kind of discomfort, whether you feel unloved or you feel, because Queen of Pentacles is really beautiful, and she's probably the most beautiful queen from all. But when she reverses, she's kind of like putting this big question mark on her beauty and wondering, oh, am I good enough? She's comparing herself. And this is not the point in a relationship, because if you have this kind of relationship where you feel this discomfort, you can as well kind of like call it quits, because it's based, unless this is your issue and you will know it yourself. And that's kind of what makes sense, trying to pretty yourself. But this is saying that also, if I combine these two cards, maybe you have been going through the phase where you felt you know, like it's a spring coming through it. Oh my gosh, I'm fat and these jeans are not fitting me well, etc., etc. But now it looks like it's going to be kind of like the end of that phase, right? So let's see this. Sabrina, what's up with Virgo? I'm at in balance with another Virgo, and yes, Tower arguing. Oof, I know. So let's see. Capricorn. Oh my gosh. Sorrow and Lord. Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. Lord generally talks about somebody married, and Queen of Pentacles reverse can also be somebody married. I'm wondering if people are in a situation where, you know, there is like a competition going on, and it's sort of like impossible situation, and hence, you know, maybe even some kind of legality involved in particular. So this is kind of like really coming through for Capricorn very much, that there's going to be need for some kind of like reestablishment. But in the end, I think, guys, most of you will get back on your feet, except from Virgo, who will be forced to get back on their feet, versus Taurus and Capricorn sort of like choosing it themselves through kind of like various means. Okay, so hi Nicolia, how's everybody? You know, I'm actually sitting here and I have to shut off my air conditioning, which is like right behind my screen, and I'm already boiling. Actually, maybe I can turn the fan on to be able to suffer through. I absolutely hate heat. So who is next? So we started with Earth, and let me see who I want to do next. You missed Earth. Highly. Fire. Okay, Sally, you call it. Let's go higher. She was the first one to jump in. Fire. Cat lady. She was faster. Fire. So let's see fire from May the 5th to May 11th. Ooh, you have the wheel and you have the death reversed. Very good. But this is not that great. So, anything else? No? This is Thlema Terra, by the way, if you like it. I really love these cards. I don't know how they come across on streaming, but I kind of like the tone. And then Knight of Wands. And there's like Sagittarius coming through it. Well, the wheel is also Sagittarius, though. I don't know why they're coming in so strongly, and this would be Scorpio energy. So we have water and fire, kind of like, let me get one more just to see. Hi, Saggy Jessie. And here we have 2 of Wands sideways. So look at how easy it is with this card. You can just like color code them, right? So let's start with the wheel. The wheel is like one of my karma cards. Something this week will be happening that's going to turn this karmic wheel. It might hurt a bit. It might hurt because that card means that certain things have to be buried, move on, something has to stop. But this card is not the finalization. This card always talks about, as you can see, the white horse, something new, resurrecting, something new that can be completely new, fresh, a new start. There is something, guys, here that destabilizes you very much. So I don't know if any of you are connected with Sagittarians, because they are coming through really, really clearly. Knight of Wands being Saggies, and this is like that travel and go, 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 kind of like the attitude, right? But it could just simply mean that you either are somebody who is like on the go, or you're kind of like also tired and fed up of looking, you know, in the glass half empty, or you are dealing with somebody who, you know, is maybe not willing to stay around. Now, if you're single, this is good because it's a new phase that is happening. Somebody new might be coming to your life. Somebody new might be a fire sign. And there is like this decision, what shall I do? Where do I go? Kind of, you know, look at this. It was this other deck that I have, the Earth deck, Earth Magic, and there is like this one painting where a native Indian is looking at the eagle, And almost like I'm getting that eagle spirit over here. It's kind of like really, really, really interesting. So let's see generally, why did all Earth get this death? And having a 2 majors is a biggie. This one is one of my most important majors, which means right now you're working from something from your past lives or for dedication for this life. So if there's any fire sign, you guys, you know, I advise my karma reading, and karma reading can really tell you where you are right now working your karma. It changes when you work it out or when you get, you know, minus points or plus points, and changes, but this is like what's going to be happening. So let me just clarify this. That for fire, that for fire. You see, there is like sense of being constrained, because like we are getting this frivolity card, not really having a direction. And that is like a little bit, I have to admit, kind of a feeling here that I get as well. So this is like gives me this idea of a squish butterfly, or you know, when the children are trying to chase butterflies and you're seeing like, why are you killing a living being, right? So there is like something that is really pressing you, and it's kind of like weighing really heavily on your heart, fire signs, and you're like so sick and fed up of this. And I think it's going to be some kind of like newfound energy and sort of like contemplation in which kind of direction to go. I'm gonna try to catch up with you. So which one is the first fire? Oh, of course it's Aries. And I cannot say anything about Aries because I get people coming and telling me you're not supposed to say this. And guys, it doesn't work. I'm not going to listen absolutely to anybody, if for no other reason because I'm Aquarius and I don't like to be ordered. Thanks. And I don't think I'm a mean person. I simply tell you things through my experience. So I'm continuously getting 2 things. Oh, you're not saying about the Aries that you're a young energy and how dare you. And another thing I'm getting about Sagittarius, because how dare you not respect us and call us Saggies. Well, you know, when I call somebody Rob and not Robert, these people don't freak out. So it sucks to be you really at this stage, because I do that out of kind of like trying to endear you, but I guess you cannot please everybody. I saw them. So Aries rising here, Erica. I love your kitty cat next to it. We deal with soulmates all our lives. Oh, soulmates can be anything. Soulmates can be animals, plants, like there are millions of them. Almost like every 5th person that you meet is your soulmate. It's like that many of them. Karmic soulmate are basically the one that you wrote in your chart that for some reason has to be there. Usually feels ouch, right? So Aries, Aries, Aries. And for Aries, we have 5 of Wands. So Aries, there is like some kind of like boundary that most likely, knowing Aries and biting my tongue, you want to kind of like push. There is like something maybe you need to push. Maybe somebody pushed you in and now you're kind of like balancing it out. 5. It's also kind of like investigation of some kind of like new things that might be coming your way, right? Let me just get one more. We have 4 of Swords. Aries is getting tired over something. Like this kind of like might be really, really heavy. The energy expelled, that by the end of the week, you guys are going to sort of decide, you know what, I need to rest, but you will be tired of fighting. This also sometimes talks about running away from issues. And while, you know, they tell us don't run away from issues, sometimes, hey, if you feel you're going to explode, that certain things are just like too much, well, this is possible, the best possible case, because I know that Aries usually don't cave in. So if something like this happens, it means that something has been brewing for a while. And giving this general thing, it looks like Aries is taking a really assertive approach in the situation to kind of like move things forward, and it's going to get to the point, "Oh, I just like need some rest. Somebody needs to massage my feet," kind of a thing. So let me just clarify it here. Clarify. Isn't cat lady your cat is Aries? So I think he might be sort of like push and pull. I like to read for the cats. He might be go, 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 and now kind of leave me alone. Just like, I don't want to deal with anything. So we have journey, and then we have melancholy. So again, like two very kind of like different energies. So there is like something moving forward, but then again, it's going back to this death. But you guys are not going to feel this impact of the sadness. For Aries people, you will just be exhausted from doing maybe too much. So you need to pace yourself. I think that's all I would say for Aries. So next is a Leo. Leo, what's happening for Leo in this? What's happening for Leo? Leo from the 5th to the 11th of May. The moon reversed. Leo, this one. Wow, 2 majors, Leo. And this one sort of like was creeping up, 7 of Wands. Leo, there are like certain things coming to the surface. There, the moon card is like for fire signs and air signs, like horrifying prospect, right? Like you're in this muddy, dark space. Like in Leo, you're represented with the sun, so this is really the opposite. But you see, this person is going through this like sorting out. So I think this is you. That card is coming through it, because the moon is talking about sorting out those emotions and realizing what kind of like needs to be pushed forward. Because I'm seeing here the Fool is this like a new energy. It's like God's energy. You can do anything. You feel omnipotent. Look at this, like standing on top of the world in some kind of like mist. It's kind of demystifying certain things. There's like this gateway, almost like, you know, did you guys watch the movie Stargate? Kind of like you walk through the arch and all of a sudden things change. So this also could be, and I don't know why this came to me, winning lottery. Because that's one of the things that can change so much. So 7 of Wands definitely means giving up on something, which kind of leads back here. Something that has been pressing you, something that you felt it was constraining, and you're going to go to this huge abundant energy over here. Let me just clarify this. And here we have foe and scholar. So foe can talk about the person, somebody who is doing something behind your back. This in fact can be a friend who kind of has agenda, because look, they're thinking about something, but I really don't think they're going to be successful. Maybe this is something that is coming to the surface about somebody. Foe can also talk about the third party, and I really think something will be coming through over here, something that you will resolve, or maybe something that will come through for you is going to kind of prompt you to kind of go in a new direction with this, let's say, newfound kind of idea or newfound knowledge. But certainly, Leo, this is actually very good. And I think this really, like the general reading, extremely applies on you. And let's see Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Saggies. For those of you that I'm irritating. Saggies. And I shouldn't be doing this. If somebody is really feeling offended with this, I think some other channels probably will be better for that. Sagittarius for May the 5th. For May the 5th to May 11th. Something clicked, didn't it? 10 of Wands. Look at that. 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and King of Cups, all reversed. So 10 of Wands is a really good card when it reverses. So for those of you who are freaked out that, you know, certain things are not kind of like working out, when reversed. Now 10 of Wands, look at him. He is climbing up over here and barely making it, and maybe he's going to grab something and slip through it. When this reverses, it's talking about releasing yourself from some kind of burdens. So this is that, I think, really that card. Something is getting cleared because you guys are obviously connecting over here with Sagittarians coming out so strongly. And this is also a 10. And these people in my school are going to learn this in their numerology class. But just to give you a quick preview, so 10s are kind of like this new beginnings, going in a new direction. So something is delayed over here, and either you will be giving the messages to the others, you'll be a little bit in a dreamland. Somebody's maybe waiting for emotional message, and you might either give it to them but not really think through it, or somebody will be giving you some kind of lip service. Let's say, I don't really like King of Cups when it reverses, and I'll tell you why. King of Cups is lovely fellow when it comes upright. King of Cups talks about emotions, and he's somebody quiet, somebody who doesn't talk much, but when he opens his heart, like he loves you unreservedly with every little bit piece of, like in every little corner. When this person reverses, they're giving you all the signals that they are feeling this way, but they're not. It's almost like they're living some kind of like melodrama, etc. So it might be that you are waiting for somebody to kind of like tell you that they love you, because this is definitely love arrows. Lots of fire here for Sagittarius. Just be very careful that some kind of like messages that you get are insincere. I think it might be somebody who tries to manipulate you emotionally. So be careful, or be careful that you don't manipulate somebody emotionally. So when you do something, just do it with the utmost kind of like, you know, attitude that you're trying to clear and clarify everything, like, I mean, 10 times over if needs to be. So let's see the clarification over here. Clarification. We have the gift. Again, I'm getting the lottery. I'm getting the lottery, guys. Play the lottery. Or somebody might present, it can go both ways, guys. When I'm doing general reading, somebody might present themselves to you, or you might represent yourself to them as a gift to the other person. Not so much with a big bow, but sort of like, you know what I'm talking about, when the King of Cups is reversed. Oh, I'm God's gift to women, or, you know, I'm God's gift to men. It's kind of can be simply, you know, the camouflage to kind of hide insecurities. Or you can literally receive a gift or give a gift. So we will see that. And lies came back on Aries, even though I was trying to do Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm going to add it to both of the readings. If this comes for Aries, you are kind of really trying to clarify some situations. Something was unclear, and I guess you're getting tired of clarifying situations in Aries cases. And if it comes to Sagittarius, this might be some kind of gift that is done here to manipulate. Or somebody might say something, just as I said to you for King of Cups. He says a lot of things, but he doesn't mean them. He doesn't remember them in the next moment. He's living in this perpetual now. So what he said or she said yesterday, tomorrow is going to be just completely different things. So there is like no sense of being reliable in the situation, which kind of can freak most of us out, especially women, right? Because the whole system we are kind of like constructed is being built on, we kind of trust people, you know. My father used to say people are basing their interactions on holding them by their word. And he said, if you want to deal with bulls, then you hold them by their horns. Sort of like, yeah, there are different kind of like things, how to kind of like firm somebody's ideas up. So in this case, you might have, and I guess that's a little bit of Taurus energy here, that they are sort of like really stabilizing themselves. And so just the biggest warning here is for the Saggies. Where are we next? We did fire, we did earth. How about water? Water. Let me just separate this. Water. Oh, cat lady has to go earlier today, so let's do air because she needs to go. Air. I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. Air. We are getting the Hierophant. This is kind of like breaking the mold. I personally really don't like this card, to a point that I'm thinking kind of removing it from the deck, but it's very useful for the reading, so that's why I'm not doing it. And yeah, Safi, she messed up with my deck. So Hierophant talks about either non-committal energy or somebody breaking the mold. Oh, look at that, Royal Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, and somebody who didn't get offended. Thank you so much, sweetie. I really appreciate that. The Hierophant is breaking through some old-fashioned ideas. Do you know how we go through life and we are being told this and that by our parents, then this and that in the school, and this and that, and these people are kind of like molding our life. And you get to a certain age, hello, like middle age, like I'm middle age, then you go, well, this really doesn't work. And I keep doing things thinking that's going to work. It doesn't work. And this is kind of like when the Hierophant shows up. It's like, not going to work. So air is breaking that mold, I think, because air tends to be very rebellious. Let's put it this way. And in different extent, but there is something going on. And yeah, there we go, 9 of Swords. There's like still something, wash machine brain, something. Yeah, we have been doing the same things over and over and over and over. And it's kind of interesting. We have the full moon as well, which hopefully is going to lessen a little bit. So yeah, we have to figure out what kind of routine we have followed that we shouldn't follow anymore. Very clearly, clear as a day. Air from the 5th to the 11th. From the 5th to the 11th. And we're having a 10 of Pentacles. You know what, guys? Air for a change. Remember how we didn't have the good readings for quite a while? This is good. Because even though it's going to be anxiety, high anxiety, so guys, use adaptogen herbs, really important, or back remedies. And by the way, I'm doing new oracle cards. Tarot cards are a little bit harder to make, but oracle cards are going to be based on flowers, and I hope you're going to like them. I'm going to use them on these readings. So this is good. This is stabilizing, air grounding. And I think this has to do with what is going on in May the 15th, right? We are getting this Aries coming in Aquarius, but then of course it hits off all the other thing. So Mars is going in there, so it's going to be a lot of, look at it, the grounding energy. So it's almost going to be, okay. And air signs can do that, guys. Air signs can literally kind of talk themselves into, I'm not going to do this anymore. So even though we are hurting and suffering, we are going to organize mental games with ourselves to start moving forward. And I can see this here. This is really good card. Really good card. It's like more than new phase, because there is like something switching here. This is more into stabilizing on all levels, because this talks about family, inheritance, the things around you, how you perceive it. So also what I was saying, I cannot talk. What I was saying about here, like this somebody else's rules, we are actually coming up to some kind of like newfound kind of like things that will kind of work. And look, this is Tree of Life that is showing over here. This is kind of like going Kabbalah. We are going to the next level of ascension. So who is first? Gemini. Gemini, Gemini. Oops. You have a Queen of Wands over here reversed. You might be stood up on a date or something like that. Queen of Wands can be very demanding and very clingy. This could be you. So let's see what else I get from Gemini. Oh yeah, who is Gemini? Lattice Gemini. Here, this one will come out. Look at this. Okay, so now it's changing the meaning right now because we have a couple. So right now I don't read them individually. So I don't know why she's missing the black kitty here, because usually that should come in this card. So there is a couple that is no longer a couple. If you guys have ex or a person that is lingering around you, it might be, or might be divorcing. You might be getting to the point of saying enough is enough. Somebody might, see, when I take these messages, somebody was possibly stressing you out. Somebody who might even have either cultural or legal influence on you. When I say cultural, kind of like, you know, we do things in the name of religion, and then they tell you, well, you have to do this because, you know, God says so. And it's going to kind of like, you're going to be really fed up with this kind of attitude. This is kind of also could be your parents, and maybe realization that certain things is not a go. It could be also any couple in your life who you feel, hello, hello. What? What? You love Gemini? You love Gemini? Can I finish Gemini, pretty please? Pretty please? Yes. Come on. Little Aquarius girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, of course, like she wants to be petted in the wrong time. So let me just clarify Gemini. Let me clarify this while she is assisting. Gemini. Look at this. The mouse is going to be dead soon. Gemini. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. You have constancy and service. So I really think this is going back to this Ten of Pentacles for you guys. You are finding a new way, and this can simply be about money. This can be finding a new job. It's going to be literally maybe reshuffling your finances, and something that maybe a direction where you plan, where you want to go, it's not going to be there anymore. Be very careful who gives you this advice, or you're going to simply just not follow advice, because it looks to me you had pressure of the other people who you're simply going to say no more, and you're going to realize that certain things were just stressing you out for no reason. Right, Safi? Let's go. Libra. Look at this, like my helpers are all here, all air signs. Other than Palladian Tarot, I think she is Taurus, if I remember well. So, Libra. Libra. Safi, say hi to Libra. That's nice. Libra. Libra. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Show mommy's jammies. Don't do this. Don't do this. Libra. 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 There you go. Libra. Yeah, Palladium is Taurus. Oh, I see. Combination. Libra. Holy smoke. What's happening here? How many Libras do I have here that I'm getting this? Seven of Cups. The Hermit. Knight of Cups. And Four of Swords. Holy Lordy. We have everything but air. We have air here. So, Libra. Libra doesn't know what the heck that Libra wants. Libra is absolutely in a dreamland. There is absolutely, what I said here, going in a new direction, dreaming up new possibilities, trying to figure it out. But this is at the same time really stressing you out, because almost like dreaming these possibilities is making you feel lonely. Oh my gosh, all this stuff and other people are having it, I'm not having it. Libra, this will be really a good week for romance and chasing people. Somebody might be coming to your life. This is Knight of Cups. Mind you, Libra and Knight of Cups are not the best combo. Even though it's appealing to your Librans' romantic nature, this is the guy who will drive you insane in the end. But it's going to be really nice break. Something really nice will happen. Something that's going to cheer you up. Something that's going to feel great comfort. This is again talking about feeling exhausted. It's kind of doing too much. This is really important to go inside. But I think almost like in a sense, because look at how much basically earth you're getting. You're getting lots of earth, guys. So Libra needs to ground, because it doesn't look like you will. Because this is talking about going inside and trying to figure out what works for you. But looks to me that when you go inside, you kind of like cycle the same thoughts over and over again, and kind of like makes you kind of like really irritable. And hence, you know, you get to the stage, it's like, F everything, I just can't, leave me alone kind of a thing, right? So let me just clarify here a little bit. Safi adjusted camera. Libra. So Libra is going to be all over the place, but ultimately it's going to end well. It's kind of like movement forward. It's kind of like wrapping up loose ends. Libra. Pleasure seekers, yes, haughtiness and melancholy reversed. So the pleasure seekers can be bad card, can be good card. In this case, it's a good card. I think you may have gone through the period of sort of like self-bashing, which kind of like was causing you this kind of like whole wash machine brain, and going through the periods of depression. And I think it's time to spread your wings and fly, or at least it's going to be time to beautify yourself. That kind of doesn't surprise me, because you're also ruled by Venus, just like Taurus, and we are going through Taurus basically a transition. So you guys will have some fun, or you're going to organize things that will take you away from this melancholy, and you're going to have maybe too much fun because you're going to get tired. In any case, Libra, if you're single, somebody new is showing up. If you are with somebody, somebody is going to really romance you. It's going to be a really nice period. If you are on some kind of break with somebody, this person will come through. But not everything will be resolved. However, I do have to say over here that you might actually get even a proposal, or some kind of integration with the family will happen over here. And let's see, Aquarius. Boy, we didn't have such good forecast in a while, and I can use some, especially with my computer freaking out. Honestly, I'm losing it. I'm so losing it. I turn on YouTube and it shows like first 20 seconds and then it just freezes. You're hearing audio, but you see nothing else. One light proposes, yes. Isn't this the nicest thing? Oh my gosh. Aquarians got the sun. I'm stopping right there. Whew. You see, there's like this something new thing. So that kind of like is cheery, optimistic, something new. It's a new start. Well, thank God, because we just finished this horrible Mercury retrograde. I feel like I'm 4 months in Mercury retrograde, that things are just like so going off. So this is really, really good. I'm okay. Let's get one more clarification, because not everything can be cheery and sunny all the time. Aquarius. I'm working my ass off, and if she comes to me, fine. If not, it's fine. Well, that's a good attitude. That's how it should be, right? But you cannot wait for somebody to come to you. You have to make the active search as well. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm just talking about it. We're getting Two of Cups reversed. Is it coming to conclusion over something or somebody, that something just didn't work out? This is definitely a breakup, or leaving some kind of breakup behind, but it's a good news. I don't know if you guys, you can see it, the sun here is actually a rose and has all these basically horoscope signs around this. So almost like the sky is open to wonder, to something new. And also the Two of Cups here is showing this huge, either a moon or earth. So, now I'm confused. Let me get one more. You see, there is like some indecision. Look at this. 2 and 2 and 1. So there is like definitely shift into something new. There is like still hesitation in how to go about that. But this one is the key, being the luckiest and the happiest. Maybe not the luckiest, the happiest, the most optimistic card in the entire tarot, which kind of overshadows everything. But I think it is enough waiting for Aquarians. If you waited for somebody, it's not going to be waiting anymore, because we kind of looks like maybe waited for somebody else to make a decision for us, and it didn't happen. And maybe this is that realization, okay, it is what it is, and I have to live life in the meantime. And hence it could be that maybe we waited for somebody who was married, who maybe belonged to somebody else, and kind of like it's finally hello, this makes no sense. It can actually be seen many other ways, because this is definitely telling me this is not recharging, but this is telling me that Aquarians is going to go, will feel really good about themselves and really happy. So let me clarify this. Yes, fortune, falseness, and enemy. And again, look at this, the stalker, the lurker, somebody, honestly, like, I mean, social media, somebody might contact us, but, or somebody, again, look at this, we have the fortune, as I said to you, like, it's not, so I guess maybe it was a Freudian slip that was meant to be when I said the luckiest, and then we have fortune coming through. But then also we have a falseness, an enemy. So maybe it also could mean that somebody will give us lots of promises, and all these promises might be false or not really based on some kind of like real thing, or something is really, really still hidden. And maybe because we have the sun and we don't want anything to be hidden, we don't want to hide, we don't want anything and anybody to hide, and if we even get a whiff of it, it will be the end of it. Because this definitely is also giving kind of like, you know, some people stay married not because of love, but because the children are there, the money is there, the house is there. And it also sounds like that some of us might actually just go in that kind of combination. I'm going to say, okay, let's see what makes me happy here, and this is what makes me happy, and, you know, and let's kind of like roll with this, because this is definitely breaking this kind of conventional mold. So I don't know like what's going to happen, but I kind of really like, whenever I see the sun, I'm happy. I don't really care what kind of other cards show up in the combo. And who did I not do? Water. Is this water last? Is this water last? Bye, cat lady. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's see. Water. Yeah, finally. Well, it's kind of random. Water. And guys, to get the reading for me, check me on my website. You can see it on the right side of the screen. And I don't know why this kind of streaming is giving me this extra space that I don't know how to address. So you're getting some messages when I get some time. Leslie, yes, my school is starting on the 15th, so joining. Water. And water is getting a whole bunch of messages right here. The Chariot. 9 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. King of Swords. 2 of Cups reversed. King of Swords reversed. Five of Cups and Five of Wands. Oh boy, water. It's kind of like going one step forward, one step behind, because I see both happiness and sadness in this. Something may end. Something may end for you this week. But as soon as it ends, it might kind of resurrect. It's going to be realization. You know, like sometimes you go in a direction when it looks like you just get fed up. You kind of like build a resentment or something, and you just like need to kind of like let the air out. And then you lash out on your partner, and you know, it looks like you're breaking up, and you're like in the moment kind of like okay, because you just had too much of accumulated energy. And then oh my god, what happened, oh my gosh, I'm missing this person, I was like such a jerk, or they were such a jerk toward you, and you're like wondering, and whole concept. So I see something like that happening, because you're starting with Chariot. Something is starting really well, but then again, it's going off the rails. I see tears over here. But then I'm seeing things coming back. However, the one thing that is not well in this whole thing, even though kind of like things are coming back, or for you single ladies, the Knight of Cups could be appearing, and for water signs, kind of Knight of Cups is a really lovely news. It's somebody who's romancing you the way you want to romance, or guys are finding the lady that is kind of nice and kind of very kind of like loving, family, kind of like oriented, emotional oriented. It's kind of like really feeling comfort. But this is telling me that if you guys did have a break and did kind of come back, that's going to be almost immediate, then you need to resolve the issues, because look at this, you have this like 2 5s and a 7. This is definitely talking about instability. There is like some instability in your life or in your relationship that needs to be addressed, and it really needs to be addressed, because this can go off the rails, right? The Chariot moves very fast. This also could be a warning that maybe you're moving too fast in some kind of case, but there might be really harsh words in this, or maybe even a blame, or you're doing this to me, because I can see here really kind of like wheels are turning in a head sort of a things. So let's go for, which one is the first? Cancer? Is it? Yes, Cancer. 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 Look at this. Ace of Swords and Two of Swords. Oh boy, this is really not Cancer element. So, lies. Look at this. You have a 9, you have a 1. Cancer, and this is also your card, the Chariot. You're really coming through, going forward, but you're going forward based on something that you trusted, or maybe you're going forward because somebody pushed you going forward, and then you're reaching this point of needing to make this decision. It's going to be really hard for you, because it's not exactly a decision you want to make, and it's something that is not going to be even emotional. You see, like she's turning back to this moon, and instead she has a blindfold. She kind of like is a little bit, you know, lost into rationale of the decision. So let me clarify this for Cancer. You have a constancy and death. You know, Cancer, you have to look to the bottom of the problem, which is going to be, can this be built? That's going to be a question you have to ask yourself. If it cannot be built, or maybe building something is going to come to an end. And that's kind of how it looks, that something has been going off the rails, or has been going too fast, too soon, and all the players cannot fit. If you're single, it could be that maybe you're pushing something, or somebody's pushing something on you, because you see these two cards are contradictory, and it's going to come to some kind of collapse. And for you guys, you are ending something based on the fact that you feel, you know, that somebody didn't tell you the truth, or even somebody not even telling anything, which by default was lying, right? Well, That's heavy, Cancer. Now let's go to Scorpio. Scorpio. Any Scorpio in the house? Any Scorpio in the house? I have half of the people in my school Scorpios. Scorpio. 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 Eight of Pentacles. That's a very domesticated energy, especially because we had Seven of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. Let me just get one more. Oh, schmuck. Page of Wands. Kids issue, guys. You have kids. You know, one kid might act up, especially if the kid is a fire sign. And we have like Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands. You see, coming back to certain issues. It's going to be, Scorpio, it's going to be lots of things at work. I think Scorpio is going to be really work-oriented. Something might get really hard. You might have to get over certain issues. It really feels like you also are in Mercury retrograde. Eight of Cups is, you know, like you thought something was resolved. You thought you're moving forward on something, but it's need to come back and rebuild it. But the fact that you're doing this is going to make you look like awesome. If this is not at work, this might mean that you're really working on yourself or on your kids, and it's going to be some kind of like level of teamwork and enjoying sort of like day-to-day kind of things. You know, when Pentacles show up for water signs, it really talks about let's kind of like go to a park, let's go to the zoo, and where you're literally kind of like spending focus is on, okay, just give me like this what you painted for me, let's talk about it. It's literally that really grounding connection that is going to really benefit. But one child might act up. If you don't have a child, it can mean that it can be some kind of argument which or something that's going to stop the progress, and you'll have to come back. So Scorpio, let me just get a few more cards for you. Let's go to the zoo. Oh my gosh, zoo is like on a different part of the city here for me. It's like so much in Toronto to see, and I don't really like the fact that animals are caged, to be honest. I think we should kind of abandon the zoo concept. Okay, Scorpio. You know, Scorpio, you really, you will have an easier time. Because here for Cancer, that card came out, which could be Scorpio, especially if they are dealing with Scorpio. But for you, you have service, you have sweetheart, and you have faithfulness. Literally, as I said, like, I mean, doing something on a daily basis, some kind of daily tasks, you're going to find a new way how things are working out. So Seven of Pentacles is like, okay, we reached some point, let's reassess this point, and let's see where do we move from there. And yeah, I really think that if you're running into issues that something got difficult, you're going to resolve this. Good week, Scorpio. You're not going to be that affected with all of this, because looks like you're already prepared and you're sort of like laying low to kind of get through whatever could be happening your way. And not only that you'll get through, but you'll get through with flying colors. This is kind of like really, yeah, it could mean a new job, absolutely. And it could be a new job that also can be a supervising position, because Three of Pentacles talks about somebody who can guide a team and somebody that people look up to. Or if you're going for the interviews, you might be presenting yourself in a way that you're going to send off these vibes. This person we can hire, this person can grow in this kind of position, right? So, Letty, yeah, air are not easy women to handle. That's for sure. Especially air women generally are not that even crazy about being in relationships. And Pisces, you're the last but not the least. Good luck with the job. Good luck with the job. I really want to hear all about this. You guys, if you are looking for a job, just push sending resumes, absolutely. So this, if I'm just only thinking in terms of the job, something that you think it's a hot lead is going to end up not so hot, and something that you thought it was boring, I don't know if I should even apply or even bother to go for an interview, it's going to actually be the one. And so that's what they're saying. Maybe they might even call you back for something that you have already interviewed for, just to let you know. Pisces, Pisces, you're getting Six of Pentacles reversed. Pisces, 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 Three of Cups, and this one wants to come out, Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands. Okay, Pisces, what was the last week that you kind of like just refused to see something and deal with something? Well, it looks like things might be resolving for you just naturally. Six of Pentacles, because we have a 7 over here. Scorpio had 8, but you have 6 and reversed. So you're backtracking on something. You're going back to the place that you're trying to figure out if you need to get more, if you need to give more, right? You are sort of stabilizing through friendships, through really enjoyment. Look at her, like she is like one person, not three in this case, sort of like dancing around with joy. It's going to be hot dates and hot dancing. Pisces, if somebody's going to get laid, it will be you. It's literally giving you like, look at this. Everything is working out. They're looking at each other, and you know, she's all dressed up over here. Just be careful. The only kind of like word of caution would be just make sure that you're getting what you need to get, whether this is just sexual pleasure or more. But I think you're going to have a really nice week, guys, because you have both Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands. The only problem is like with Knights, they kind of like they tend to not to stay. But when it comes to dating, that's a good thing. That's kind of like, even if you're married for 30 years, and you go, okay, let's do something. Let's go for a weekend trip where you kind of like feel you're dating. Like there's like this zest that's happening in that. So let's clarify, Pisces. And you got misfortune, but misfortune laid over here on Cancer. You see, Cancer is going to be really on guard. We have the misfortune and we have Soldier. So maybe this is referring to something that you maybe got guarded over something because of some kind of like past experiences, or maybe after you run into this kind of glitch in this week that, you know, I'm going to say no. And this is like really also, this is like the boundary setting, and so is this one. So the boundary setting is going to be the key for you. If you set your boundaries contrary to what you think, some people fail to set their boundaries. Some people go through life, people walking all over them and them being utterly unhappy because they think, oh my gosh, I'm playing poker with sweaty palms, they're going to leave me if I do anything. The truth is, like, yes, they might, but they also might not be good for you if they don't respect you. So this is like you are kind of like putting the sand in line. This is what I want, and this is what makes me happy, and that's going to really work majorly. It's going to really work for you, Pisces. So my dear everybody, this is like me for today, so let me just catch up with you. Martyr went on several boat trips where with kids to watch the dolphins, and that's really nice. I once went to Bahamas and kind of like we were hugging these dolphins, and I cannot kind of wash this over me that was generating extremely bad karma. I didn't know back then that that basically they use electric kind of thing to torture these beautiful animals. So do not swim with dolphins, do not do this stuff. Watching dolphins is a different thing. Just like, let's say no. Yeah, they're very they love sex. I didn't know that. Okay, but it was kind of like they have a fishy breath, and kind of it was really amazing being hugged by a dolphin. So everybody, thank you so much for being here to get a reading with me. Go to cattarot.ca. I love you. And the next week, my I think LENORMAND is coming through next week, so it's going to be kind of really interesting attitude. So yeah, let's boycott SeaWorld and stuff like that. Thank you, Lottie. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, everybody who showed up. You know that I love you. And probably in the future, I'll try to give this announcement when I'm coming on, and we'll go from there. Love you, everybody. And I'm glad that Safi showed up. Hi, Barbie. Thank you so much for your help. Barbie, Lottie, and Kat. Cat Lady, and everybody else who was here, my turquoise, to kind of like lend me a hand. And thank you so much for sponsoring me. That kind of like means a lot to me for the starving artist. Have a great time, and I will talk to you very soon. Love you.